Hey guys, welcome back to Margo Watches Movies. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, something I won't be doing often. I'm going to be reviewing a little trailer that dropped yesterday. You might have heard about it. It's called the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer number 2. And this is something that basically broke the internet. Like anytime Rockstar drops a trailer, it's a pop culture moment in time. You watch it, you feel your adrenaline rise, blood pressure gets elevated, a smile comes across your face, and you're just happy what you're watching. And this felt a little bit like an apology. There was a recent delay that was announced regarding the game. It was supposed to come out at the end of this year. I'm not just saying this with hindsight, but if you look at the patterns of Rockstar, anyone who believed that, come on now. We all know a delay was going to come. And quite frankly, I think that there's going to be a third delay and push it back to October of 2026. We will see. I hope I'm wrong. But that's just been Rockstar's MO in the past. As far as the trailer itself, I think this is an absolute masterpiece. Hamilton, 10 out of 10. You get the Hot for Love by the Pointer Sisters playing. You get a much more in-depth look at the second protagonist, Jason. Trailer 1 focused on his partner in crime and clear, actual romantic partner, Lucia. And you get a really good vibe of the Bonnie and Clyde kind of storyline that's going to take place. And I think that's something that Grand Theft Auto needed as far as the story goes. Don't get me wrong, there's not a lot to criticize with Grand Theft Auto 5, at least when it first came out. It's definitely milked it for every single second and cent that it could. But the story of Grand Theft Auto 5, to me, was a minor letdown coming off of Grand Theft Auto 4, and especially when you compare it to the emotionally complex and rich Red Dead Redemption 2, one of my top 5 favorite things of all time. And let's not get into books, but movies, television, games, Red Dead Redemption 2 is top 5 right there with The Wire, with The Godfather 1 and 2, and a few other things I could probably name. But, having these two characters be romantically involved, I think is going to give a little bit more gravitas and stakes to the game than you had. And mostly silly. You had some good stakes towards the end of the game where you could make some choices regarding the 3 playable characters. And don't get me wrong, Trevor, Michael, and Franklin are very, very memorable protagonists. I just didn't think the story lived up to Niko Belicic and his cousin Roman, and it certainly didn't live up to the tale of the Vanderlyn gang and John Marston and Arthur Morgan and Red Dead Redemption 2. But it looks like we might be getting that along with, probably the most jaw-dropping game world that's ever been created. I have a still of it behind me, which is Leonida, fictional Florida. Vice City is fictional Miami. And man, watching this, again, this is just something that it's hard not to get super excited about. This is going to be the biggest piece of media of all time. I think there's rumored that it cost around $2 to $2.5 billion to develop. It's going to make that back well before the first week is over. This is a game that could sell 30, 50 million copies in its opening week. And another reason I wanted to review this was Rockstar has a notorious love, their writing team and their developers. They love movies. There's a lot of homage in Red Dead Redemption 2 to old westerns. Grand Theft Auto 5 with the bank heist paid a lot of love to Michael Mann and Heat. And I'm sure we're going to get some Michael Mann, maybe, I don't know if they go TV show or the 2006 movie, Miami Vice, directed by Michael Mann. He actually did the TV show as well, if you didn't know that. But we're going to get that. But the thing that really stood out to me in this trailer, just shots and framing and lighting, was they seem to be paying a lot of love to the late great Tony Scott, brother of Ridley Scott. This is a guy who's directed all-time classics like Top Gun. Why am I blanking on the name? True Romance, script written by Quentin Tarantino. Man on Fire, which is like every dude's like low-key one of their favorite movies from the early 2000s with Denzel Washington. Tony Scott had a distinct visual flair, and he really used blocking and staging and lighting better than a lot of directors could ever hope to dream of. And you see that in a lot of shots throughout this. Namely, to me, it reminded me of like a Tony Scott love scene when early in this trailer, after Lucia gets out of prison, her and Jason get it on, and the way that's shot is really calling homage to Tony Scott there. And you love to see that. And this is clearly a game that has the potential to be the best of all time. I'm curious to know if it'll reach the emotional highs of Red Dead Redemption 2, the maturity there, or if they'll go for more of the frenetic, fun, quirkiness of Grand Theft Auto 5, or if they'll find the perfect balance, which I think with the romantic plot, you might be able to find that perfect balance, because there's a lot of potential for tragedy, for betrayal, for all sorts of things, you know, that as far as relationships go, that's a universal theme. And most gamers have been heartbroken, most gamers have been in love, and I think adding that core is going to give it the gravitas needed to maybe put this in contention with the story of Red Dead Redemption 2. As far as the game environment, what needs to be said, and the fact that Rockstar even confirmed in a tweet today, basically flexing on, stunting on them, right? Yeah, this was all captured through gameplay and cutscenes within gameplay, and then Rockstar's cutscenes are real time, so it's all within game on a base PS5. So this is going to break every record that ever is or ever was. This trailer itself, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, or a transcendent masterpiece, as all Rockstar trailers typically are, but this is probably one of, if not my favorite Rockstar trailers. I like this more than the first trailer. I like the song. You got a lot to look at, and this is Margo Watches Movies. If you guys like the review, leave me a like, give me a subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts were on the trailer. I'm curious to hear if everyone is as hyped as I am, if you're a normal human being, or you like everyone else on the internet, or were you disappointed for some reason. Let me know. But this is Margo Watches Movies. Thanks for tuning in.